Flip the switch, light the fire. Ideas spinning higher, higher. Testing, melting shapes take form. Welcome to the stream. Doing 3D and laser dream. Cut it, carve it, build the same. Welcome to the stream. Lines of code, sparks that fly. Layers stacking, reaching sky. Mistakes happen, we don't cry. We learn, we teach, we play. Together every day. Welcome to the stream. Do it 3D and laser dream. Cut it, carve it, build the same. Welcome to the stream. What will we make today? What will the laser say? Engraving shadows bright, crafting through the Welcome to the stream. Do it 3D and laser dream. Cut it, carve it, build the same. Welcome to the
Hey, welcome to DWIT 3D on this fantastic DWIT 3D and laser on this fantastic Sunday night. Hello, everybody. I am glad you are all here. Let me just check and make sure I actually have sound. Let me look here and see. I have sound. Yay! I have sound, I have audio, I have video. Well, sound and audio are the same thing, but hey, what the heck. Hope everybody's having a great Sunday, a great weekend. If you're in Canada, I hope you're having a great long weekend. It's Thanksgiving weekend. Tomorrow is Thanksgiving Day here in Canada, so enjoy the time with family on Thanksgiving, you guys. Let me just go over here, look over and see who is here tonight. So, and say hello to everybody. We have, so far, Jerry, number one. There you go. You were first one. Welcome, Jerry. Thank you for always being here. I appreciate that. We have another CG saying he was hoping for a live stream tonight, and we do have a live stream tonight. There we go. Last week, work gets in the way, but it is what it is. We have 3D Medic Vince is here, Andy Visley is here, David Watson is here, William Nelson, hello, hello, and Russ Gare. Hey, Russ, how are you? Keep sending those things, Russ. You keep my weeks entertained. Just slow down on the food pictures because you're making me hungry all the time. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Ranch Kid is here. Um, let's see who else is here. Jerry is here. Welcome. Says, welcome everybody. Betty Boop is here. Hello, Betty Boop. Hi. Andrew Humphrey, the class clown, is here again. John, I'm not going to pronounce your last name, is here because I'll bill it. Tintalon is here. Who else? James L is here, and I think that's it that's showing up for now. It looks like we have 16 people on the channel showing up, so that's great. Welcome, everybody. Stick around, as usual, around, another hour and a half. We're going to be doing a draw for some Polymaker Filament, a gift card for Polymaker, courtesy of Polymaker, partners with DWIT 3D Canada. And I want to thank Polymaker for making that possible and for partnering with the channel each and every live stream, as well as I want to thank LDO Motors for providing the Jabberwocky with the Nighthawk 36 for this printer, which they also provided way back when. They provided the Voron 2.4 for me way back when. So LDO Motors and LDO. See, that's what's good with live stuff is I can't say cut. This is like one of the outtakes that you would see, right? So LDO Motors and Polymaker, thank you so much for being partners with this channel. I appreciate you all. So who else is coming in since then? Nobody is coming in since then. So here we go. One thing I realized this week is I don't talk enough. This is going to sound, I don't talk enough about filament. Yes, I talk a lot about Polymaker Filament. I love Polymaker Filament, genuinely do. You see, that's basically, well, you can't see behind me yet, but it's one of the one of my go-to filaments. But one of my other go-to filaments is bamboo, and I want to show you something that I did this week with bamboo filament. This is an actual customer paying job, and I want to talk about how pleased I am with what I've done here. But first of all, we'll see. You see I'm a little bit close now. So we have upgraded a couple things in the studio here this week. You'll notice I'm looking straight at a camera now instead of off to the side, etc., and I'm zoomed in a little bit. So I can zoom this out. So let me zoom this camera out a little bit for you guys so you can see the entire kind of workspace. We have cleaned up the background of the studio so there's not nearly as much clutter in the background of the studio here. I just found it to be a little bit too distracting with all that clutter in here. The camera I'm looking on right now is new to me. It's new to DWIT, and I'll show you this. This camera was obtained from a really good friend of mine who is no longer doing streaming, and this is right there. We have the new Canon, new to me Canon. It is a higher end camera for me. That was obtained from my good friend Richard Cleveland from The First Layer, which you guys have probably heard of. So yeah, we did a deal. We have this camera for our studio now. So it's been a great improvement for the studio. It's giving me a little better quality image. So at least I feel it is. I think it is. You guys can let me know otherwise. And it's allowing me a little more versatility. So yeah, there we go. Hello, Raj D. Hello, Raj D. Anybody else popped in since I didn't say hello? Richard is a great guy. Richard is a great guy. You do notice too that when I showed you that, there is also no more big screen TV in front of me there. So I did get rid of, I found that a little bit too distracting, a little too crowded. I wanted a more straight on camera angle. So I have that one and I have another one right here as my two mains. And I do have an overhead. So, okay, let's get back to my talk about filament. So I did this job for a customer. Let me show you the original that I started with, because this was a design and print job. And this is one of the beauties of 3D printing, which you guys are watching me all know. I don't have to tell you that, but some people need to be told. So the original piece that they brought to me looked something like, well, it looked exactly like this. Here, let me put it in front of this camera. And right there. So it was a piece. Is that going to focus for me? There it is. If I turn my camera slightly, it was a piece for a panel saw. It's a company that does a lot of prop work and different building. And this is apparently a piece for some panel saw that they have many of for their production unit. So basically what I did is I designed this in Fusion 360 for them. There's another view of it there, of that piece. And this is an injection molded piece that they wanted, right? So they said, can you make that? I said, absolutely. So I did a prototype for them. Whoops, I'm not used to this camera. I did a prototype for them, and basically they said the prototype worked out perfectly. So once the prototype was finished and they were happy with the final product, or saying not the final, but the prototype product, we ended up printing these in Bamboo Labs PETG HF PETG by Bamboo Labs. And the one thing I love about this, now you'll see in this print, if I bring this a little closer here, you'll see one thing that this print required was a lot of support just for the fact that we had that gap in the handle there. So it required quite a bit of support there, and it did require a little bit of support just on that. So we just went with tree support with that. But what I used is they have a, for those that everybody knows, but in case you didn't know, Bamboo Lab has a support specifically for PETG and PLA /PETG support material. It's almost like a transparent color support material. They have two different ones, and this one was the natural, it was called. So I want to show you how impressed I am with this and their product and this support. So let me just show you. I'm going to, let me move this camera into a better position here. And there we are, right there. So I'm going to show you why I like this stuff so much. So I'm going to peel all this support material off, and I just want to show you how clean this piece comes off right away. So we'll peel that off, peel that off. These are tree supports. Sometimes the tree supports will interface with the printed piece here, but that's easy to get rid of. And then we'll just peel these pieces off. They just snap right off easily. These ones. And here, don't try and do this with your fingers, even though they do come off easy with your fingers, because believe me, it will draw blood, whether you like it or not. And they do go flying sometimes, like that. I'll end up picking those up a little later. Then we just go in here. This is the part that really got to me. So we had to go in here and basically pull out a lot of the little nubby support parts in here. Okay, like so. And like so. The customer loved this so much, I'm printing 25 pieces of these for them. They are paying for the design, and they are paying a decent price for 25 pieces of this. So this is a nice money-making print job for us. So now, when you get to the certain point with these, with this particular material, because I've used their PLA PETG support interface, I can then pull this, and all of a sudden, there's my support material coming off. There is the base with their PLA PETG support interface. And if you look at the inside of this piece now, look how clean that is. I'm super impressed. I will never print one of these products like this and try and use standard or use the same material as the support material when you're dealing in a tight gap like that, because you're not going to get that clean. And then for these little pieces that sort of stuck to the edge, we just take our little deburring tool and we cut that off there, cut that off there, and there we go. With that, we have a beautiful, clean, really nice, clean, and strong. This was printed with 6 perimeters and 75% infill to give them a nice, heavy-duty, strong, super strong piece. So this is great stuff. So if you've never used the bamboo support material with their PLA or PETG, I highly, highly recommend it. I am not partnered with Bamboo, so this is not a sponsored segue, or I'm not, promoting them for any other reasons other than I love this product. And their HF PETG prints beautifully like butter. So anyways, there we go. That is those. Just wanted to share that with you guys. I was really impressed with this week, as I've been printing 24 of these, 6 up on a plate. They take 24 hours for 6 of these to print on a plate. There's a little bit of a filament swap with the interface layer for the support material, but that's it. So we're speaking 24 hours for 6 of them. I had to do 24 of them. I've been doing a lot of these this week, so I just wanted to share that. If you've not tried that product, I highly recommend it. It's great filament and great support material. Anyways, that's it. That's my little push for. Because I realize I don't talk enough about the filament and what the filaments can do. I just talk about, I'm sponsored by the filament people, but hey, I need to talk more about what these filaments do, and I need to do the same thing with some Polymaker filament as we go on. So there we go. Let me check the chat again and see what's going on. I no longer have the chat right in front of me, so I have to always sneak over to this screen and see what's going on. Hello, were you lost? I wasn't lost, no. I think you're saying hello to me. Was I lost? No, I had to work. I had to work. Okay, I think that's it. Now we have 24 people watching. Remember, stick around to win some Polymaker. So what we're going to do here is, last week we left off with the with mounting the Nighthawk. We had the Nighthawk mounted to the hot end. We mounted the hot end to the x-axis. After that debacle with that piece that I missed, and remember, I couldn't figure out why the holes weren't lining up, and I then realized that I'd missed putting a piece on. That was all done. But now apparently I learned through you folks is that I don't need a separate cable for the beacon probe. The beacon probe can hook right up into the Nighthawk. We're going to find that out. So I have to wire up a little wire from the beacon probe to the Nighthawk, and that is all handled through the umbilical of the Nighthawk. So I wasn't aware of that. I thought I had to run a second cable for the probe itself, and I don't. So you are a winner being here. Oh, hey, Pez Liz, how are you? Have you ever been on one of my lives? I think you might have, but welcome. Thank you for being here. I appreciate that. So, awesome, awesome. That's a pleasant surprise. Okay, so we're going to, basically what I need to do is I need to pull the hot end off here again. So I'm going to pull this over, and I'm going to line this other camera up so you guys can get a good look at what I'm doing here. So let's get this one over, and we're right about there. Is this zoomed in or out? Oh, there. If I zoom that out, it'll be a little easier for you guys to see. There we go. So I'm going to pop that over to this camera. I'll pop myself in a corner here, probably down out of the way there. And hey, Petty Rexman, hello, hello, hello. Of course you've been here. Oh, yeah, it's been a while, I think, if you've been here. I just haven't seen you in chat in a while. So, okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to pop the hot end off of here so that we can wire up the beacon probe to the Nighthawk. So let's go ahead and just pop this off. It should just be a matter of 2 screws on the front and 1 screw on the back to get this hot end off, which is great. So let's do that. There's the one. Oh, I didn't put my little tray out. I'll just put these screws over here in hopes that they don't roll away. Hey, Da Vinci, how are you? Yes, happy Thanksgiving weekend to you as well. Liz is a fellow Canadian, as you all know, from the other end of the country, but fellow Canadian nonetheless. Okay, we'll turn this around like so, and the other screw is in the back underneath here. So I'm going to try not to get in the way. Well, my head's probably going to get in the way of the camera, but oh well. You can see my beautiful bald back of my bald head. And the other one is way up in here. Come on. Is that... Do I have the right size key? Actually, I'm just going to go around the camera here so I can see, and I'm going to actually turn the light on so I can actually see the actual... Doop. There we go. If I put a light on that, it makes it easier for me to get in here. It might not be the right size wrench. No, I think I need the smaller wrench. So, doop, doop, doop. Okay. Get you out of the way. Hopefully it is. Either that or I'm just not able to. There it is. Yeah, that's it. I needed a different size wrench for that. Okay, so pop that off. And there we go. We got the hot end off. Okay. Let's turn this back around. Whoops. Don't get my light out of the way. Okie doke. And there we are, we have this. So what we need to do is we need to, actually what I needed to do, yeah, actually I didn't need to take this off. I needed to take the probe off, but it's easier to get the probe off from here. So now basically we have the probe under here, and we have to make a small wire from the probe to here. So I'll take it off, it'll just be easier to get that all wired up, and then we have to check. So I'm gonna pop this probe off as well. And that's just 2 little screws under here. And I should raise my gantry. There we go. A little bit further. It's hard to raise the gantry with no power. There we are. Okay, so we'll just pop the probe off. 1. Because I believe I have to make a wire here for it. They give me the wire, but I need to make it and make sure that I get the wires in the right sequence. and 2. Okay, so there's the beacon probe. So we're going to go ahead and work with this now. Okay, so let's go back here. So we got the probe off, so now we just need to make a wire that's going to connect from the probe to the Nighthawk. And we got to figure out where on the Nighthawk that's going to go. So we're going to do a little bit of wiring. Hey, 3D&T Printing, how are you doing tonight? 15-minute fashionably late. Tulsa Skin is here. Hello, hello. Who else has popped in since I've had my head turned? I think that's it. Stephen Poole is here. Hello. If I miss saying hello to you, forgive me. It's just I don't look at the chat all the time because I am kind of here alone, and chat used to be in front of me and now it's off to the side. I need to come up with a little monitor here or something where I can just have chat running. I'm gonna work on that, or think of that. Something right here I can read chat while I'm working. You see what I mean? Instead of having to glance over all the time. We'll see. Okay, so I am going to pop this open. They have a little bit of a they have a piece of wire in here which I believe is meant to wire the probe up. So if I bring this guy back over here, there we go. What's tightening this guy up here? Hold on. Oh, I see you're coming a bit loose there. I'm undoing the wrong. I should be undoing you. No, I should be undoing you to turn the camera. There we go. That's better. Okay. So they have a little wire. This is the power wire that we're going to need to hook up to the power supply for it. And right there is a little probe wire that we need to get figured out here. So, because this is going to plug, I believe that is the probe wire. It's the only one appropriate for it. And the probe plugs in. Somebody had told me where it plugs in before, and I believe it's this auxiliary one right up here. So there's one extra little plug blank connector right there, which I believe is for the probe. And this wire here, let's just make sure I got that the right way around. This wire here will plug in there perfectly into that one. So I'm pretty sure that's the wire for the probe. But the only question I have is that the probe uses 4 pins. This is a 5-pin wire. I just need to kind of look at the pinout for the Nighthawk and see exactly which ones I need to use for this particular probe. So let's go ahead and see if I can find that information out. Hey GTR Dad, how are you? And Steve Alpha, hello, hello. Yeah, happy Thanksgiving to my Canadian folks. It's Thanksgiving weekend here in Canada. Okay, so on the beacon probe, this is a G ground positive, so we have the G plus minus 5, the wiring on that. I need to look at the Nighthawk and figure out what the wiring is, and fortunately I have the specs laid out here. So let me open a window here and we'll switch over to it, which is right here. So here is the information. I'll share my display there on the light on that. I'm pretty sure you can see that now. If you can see my display, there we go. So that's the Nighthawk toolboard. This is the LDO documentation. This is how we're going to be hooking it up to the Raspberry Pi. We have a USB adapter that came with it. Goes to the Nighthawk. So we have the USB going in here. We have the 24-volt power going in here. And now here comes the pinout. So this is a USB expansion port. Now, there's a couple things I got to look at here. There's a little device right here where this blue one is. It's a little jumper pin, and it's basically showing the probe voltage. So we either have a 5 volt or 24 volt for the probe. I need to figure out if I am using, now again, if that, I need to find out the voltage for my probe. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I can find that out through Beacon. I believe it's a 5 volt. Yes, because it's talking about ground, positive, minus, and 5. So I believe it's a 5 volt probe. So we're going to have to make sure that that pin is jumped across the 5 volt. And then I'm looking for another port that mentions probe, but I don't see it. But oh, right there, we have the probe. Oh, we have a probe port right there. but I don't believe that's where I'm plugging in the beacon. So I've got to look into this a little bit further as far as where I'm to plug the beacon probe in. So let me get back to the chat here and see what's going on. See if anybody has mentioned anything in that. Ooh, that's kind of freaky, isn't it? Look at that. Oh, didn't want to do that. Didn't want to do that. Wanted to do that. There we go. So, hey, Brad Ferguson, afternoon from Texas. Happy Canadian Bacon Thanksgiving. We had snow today. We had snow, not much, but we had snow today and the temperature was zero Celsius. It was a cold, snowy day. So, yeah, winter has come. Winter is coming. So that says it's a probe port. It's a 3-pin probe port. So that jumper is specifically for this probe port. I need to find out for sure. Now I'm sure I can configure that in the config file as far as where I plug the probe in, but I'm pretty sure this is the wire that they provided for the probe, which goes in here, but I just don't know the wiring sequence to take that from there to the beacon. That is my dilemma. Now the other things we did get in here is we do have, that's the USB adapter. This is a 5-pin female connector. Oh no, these are 5-pin female, 3-pin female connectors, and 30-pin female crimp terminal. So this is, I believe this is for the various different kinds of probe connections, because we do have a 2-pin, a 3-pin. I don't see a 5-pin connector in here though. So, we have 5 2-pin connectors and 3 3-pin connectors and 30 crimp terminals. So come down here for a visit. We had a beautiful 89 Fahrenheit. Oh my gosh, don't do that to me. This is a spare microfit male connector, which I don't need for this. This one is a 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a 5-pin, 4-pin or 5? It looked like 5. 1, 2, 4-pin female connector. Now that would be not for that one at all either. So I've got to figure out, and bear with me as I figure out what I need for this probe specifically, because I honestly don't know. I've got to look and see if there's instructions specifically for the Nighthawk for the beacon probe. So I'm going to look that up and see if I can find something on that. So bear with me as I do that. Just want to get this done right. You know nothing about John. You know nothing, Jon Snow. Winter's coming. Oh yeah, that's whatchamacallit, that show. I know the show you're referring to. Game of Thrones. That's what you're referring to as Game of Thrones. I get you. I get you. Okay, let me check something. Well, let me check something here. So bear with me while I check. Game of Thorns. Thrones. Don't spell thrones wrong, or it says thorns. Okay, I'm going to check something here. Bear with me. I'm going to see if there's something specifically that talks about Nighthawk 36 and beacon probe. Okay, let's just see. Okay, there's a video saying Nighthawk 36 and beacon probe is finally working. But there we go. Wiring beacon probe to Nighthawk 36. Oh, it's a question. How did you wire the beacon probe to Nighthawk 36? Did you use the USB connector in the Nighthawk 36, or did you run the cable to Pi separately? Okay, somebody ran it separately, which we can do, but we shouldn't have to. No, there's no pointing to any instructions on that. Okay, that's back motors. Okay, I'm trying to find something here. Beacon to Nighthawk 36 DIY cable kit. So there's a cable kit you can buy for it. Okay, which doesn't do me much good, but it is going from the Nighthawk on a 3-pin to the beacon on a 4-pin. Okay, that's interesting. So there is a cable out there for it. It's not the one I have. Okay. Okay, I'm just taking a quick peek here. Bear with me, folks. There's not much on it. Let's see what this guy is doing, how he did it. Okay, I don't want, why am I getting an ad? I should have ad free. I should have ad free. There we go. I do have ad free YouTube. Okay, but I'm just going to just skip through here really quick, really quick. He doesn't talk about how he got it all wired up. Okay. Just need some patience here to find out how this is going to work. There we go. No, that's not talking about it. Well, if I can't find it, I will just bypass it, but there's got to be a way. There's got to be a way. Any ideas? Any ideas, you guys? I don't want to spend a whole ton of time on this. Yeah, I know. I should have looked this up before the stream. But me works a full-time job too. So that leads me back to the documentation. So let's just have a look at the documentation here. USB expansion port. We don't necessarily, okay, so let's go and look at the probe. Probe voltage selector, NeoPixel. Okay, probe for bed leveling and or Z sensing. So I'm just, what I'm looking at right here is I'm looking at this screen here. Boom, boom, let's go back here. So that's our probe. We know where the probe is. The probe goes right here. Okay, we have a ground probe and the ground, the positive, and the probe. My current connector for the beacon probe is a 4-pin on the probe. The 4 pins are G, plus, minus, and 5. So I need to have this chat shown separately while I'm doing this. That's the one disadvantage of taking away one screen. So probe, and it's a GPIO 10. That's the pin. Okay, that doesn't help me. Doesn't help me. Okay. It's all right. Okay. Let's go back. Let's go back. Quiet chat tonight. 38 people watching. Don't forget, LDO draw. Polymaker draw in about an hour. I might still be looking for this probe solution in an hour. I could always just run the old probe cable through. I want to check one thing. The probe cable I had, I want to see if it was utilizing all 4 pins on the actual probe itself, or if it was just utilizing the 3 pins. That's gonna answer a lot of questions there. Where did I put it? That's not it there. I put all the wires, I think I put them all out front here. Bear with me one second. Where did that probe wire go? Is this it here? No, that's not the probe wire. The probe wire, was it in this, amongst this mess? Is that the probe wire? No, the probe wire was its own separate cable. Where did I put it? This is all the wire we're replacing by using the Nighthawk, right? We're replacing all this with one. So this had how many wires going into it? Like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. 14 wires we're replacing with that one single cable. I don't know where I put my old beacon probe wire. I put that aside when I took everything apart. But I think I need to find that in order to answer my question about how many wires it was using to actually connect the probe. So let me just track that down. It wasn't this one. No. I wouldn't have put that too far. And it wasn't this one. Huh. I have a habit of tossing things when I shouldn't, and I hope I did not garbage that wire. So we'll see. You'd be okay with having an LDO draw. Who wouldn't, right? Who wouldn't be okay with that? So, okay, so let me look up the beacon site and see which wires are actually used in the probe. I might be able to find out with the beacon site. Beacon. Oops. Let's look that up. Beacon quick start documentation. Here we are. Where's the wiring for the beacon? Installation, USB cables, installation. Here we go. Yeah, it doesn't tell me much. Red, white, green, black. Yeah, it's wanting 4 wires. Red, white, green, black. But I actually want to find an actual wiring diagram of it and how it goes onto the actual probe. There we go. Let's see if this is going to give me any ideas. Not really. Okay, not getting much out of this. Well, let's move beyond this for the time being. I'm going to do a little bit more. Let's try one more search. Okay. Nope. Man, when you look up beacon documentation, no, it's not giving me anything. So let's move on a little bit. I thought it plugged into the board, then use the USB cable back to the board. I do have a separate probe, separate cable I can plug into the actual probe and back to the board with a USB cable. But the idea, what I'm trying to do is plug it into the Nighthawk so that we're just working with strictly this one cable from the Nighthawk to the board, and that's it. So which is the ideal situation. So I just have to find out the is this it here? Is this the cable I've been looking for? Oh, this is it. There's the beacon cable right there. So yeah, this is using a red, black, white, and green cable. This is the actual cable that came with the beacon that's going to the Pi. And red is going to be the 5-volt, ground is going to be the black, then we have plus and minus. And this just plugged into here. Basically, it was kind of a loosey-goosey plugging system in here. So this is kind of how this plugged in onto the beacon like that. So I'm just trying to find out where I want to run that into the actual Nighthawk to make sure I get it plugged into the correct place on the Nighthawk. I thought it was maybe this one. This has a red, white, green, black, and 2 blacks that go into it's called an auxiliary USB port. That may be the one. So maybe I just need to wire this other end. Just take out one of the blacks because it's the same order, red, white, green, black, except this goes red, white, green, black, black. So maybe what I need to do is just obviously maybe ignore one black and we'll just deal with the 4 pins and we'll just make sure that on the Nighthawk, so if I go back, yeah, I do need to make one for sure. So if I go back to the Nighthawk diagram, so if we go back here, I think what I need to do is, there it is. Okay, so we have two grounds. And so the blacks are the grounds. So we have a ground, we have a 5, a minus, a plus, and a ground. So all I need to do is make sure that I wire the opposite end of this cable the same way as this end is fitting in. So we have the ground, which is the black. Okay, so let's look at that. That kind of makes a little more sense now that I'm talking about it out loud, and I'm seeing this. I think I got this to make more sense now. Okay, let's stop talking and start looking here. So this is going to be the little wire I got to make. Okay, so even though we have two blacks, which are the grounds coming out of the Nighthawk, we only have one black that's going to go into the beacon probe. Okay, let's find out what little connectors they've given me here. Is this my 4-pin connector? This is. Okay, so we have a 4-pin connector here. Here, let me switch over to this guy. Here we go. So we have a 4-pin connector they've provided us with here. Okay, so this 4-pin connector will go onto the beacon. Is that the right size? No, that's too big. This is too large a connector. I need a connector more of a micro connector. Okay. See if they gave me that. I think I have some anyways if they didn't supply me with one. That's not the one. And here's the other ones here. Now we have a 3-pin and a 2-pin. So I think I'm going to go grab. I have a whole bunch of other connectors here. I'm going to go grab one that has 4-pin. Believe I'm on the right track. Yeah, I think I'm on the right track as well. And then it's just going to be a matter of configuring the Nighthawk so it knows that that particular port is being used for the probe. So I think I have down here, is this the right size? These are the right size right here. Let's just make sure. I tend to overcomplicate things. I got to stop overcomplicating things. So is this the right size one? That is the correct size right there. Okay, perfect. So we'll take that. We'll grab some of these crimps. We'll leave this out because knowing me, I'll mess one up. I'll mess one up and need to use another one. Hey, Kenneth Davis. Hello, hello. You suggest using both pins to one on the PCB. Using both ground pins to one. Oh, really? Okay. Well, I can use both ground pins. That's easy enough. It doesn't really take away from what it'll do. Where are my cutters and my crimpers? Right here. I need these tools. We're going to make a pin. I haven't crimped a wire in a long time. So let's sit down and do this, shall we? I think it acts as a USB pass-through, so the Pi will see it as USB device. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Because it is a USB device, because this is USB at the other end, so should be fine. Okay, so let's hang on to this. Let's grab this one. And we're going to shorten this for sure, because this has just got to go from the bottom of the hot end. So let's just see what sort of the length this is going to be from under here to up there. I'm going to leave that there for a second. Don't fall. Do not fall. Grab my measuring stick. Come on. There we go. Grab my LDO Motors ruler. And we're going to need a pin about from there down. So we're going to need the wire to be about, let's make it 12 millimeters. Okay. 12 centimeters. 12 millimeters. About 12 centimeters. We're going from there down to the bottom of there. 12. We'll make it 13. Let's make it 15. We'll make it 15 centimeters long because I'd rather have too much and have to maybe crimp it up than have too little. There's nothing worse than cutting wires shorter than they need to be. So we'll cut them right about here. Right about here. Okay, get rid of those. I mean, not that I can't always build another, but yeah, why do things twice? Okay, let's get back to the other camera view here. There we go. Turn my face on. We'll put my ugly mug in the top right corner this time so you don't have to, you know, see it so bad here. And I'll even do this while I'll make it scarier so you can see my expressions as I pinch my fingers with the pliers or something. Here we go. Okay, so I'm going to strip these wires all down. These are all micro tiny wires here. Let's get you over this way a bit more. There we go. And we'll zoom in a little bit. There we go. It's what you call live wiring. Need some really pleasant background music. I haven't found any background music that's easy to use that doesn't demonetize me or something yet, so whatever. So as we come into winter, I'm going to be doing some laser projects. There's some 3D projects that I've been sitting on that I want to work on for a while, that I want to work on as we get this going. I wasn't planning on doing any more building of the printers or modifications of the printers, but when Jason sent me this Jabberwocky and Nighthawk, I was kind of forced into doing this, right? So blame Jason. So Clownhammer, hello, hello. How are you, sir? You should have Halloween music. Yeah, I know, right? They do have music on this thing. Here, let me see. Let's see if any of this music is appropriate. I don't think there's any Halloween music though. Here, let's try this. I don't know how loud that is. See if I can hear it in here. Not. You guys can tell me if it is. Here we go. Better than the dead quiet, right? So, okay, this is my favorite part, is working with these tiny, 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 tiny little pins with my massive, massive fingers. So anyways. Oh, by the way, look at the cool LDO Motors ruler. Ooh, who wants one? Okay, let's see. Let's get this going. Where did I put? The pin is so tiny, I almost lost it. Okay. These are tricky because they're so flippin' small. That's gonna go on this little one here. No, that's not right. Whoa! See, there we go. Oh, just caught it between my legs. That's what she said. Let's see if I can get this one. Oh, maybe that's gonna go on this one. These are so tiny to work with. Okay, there we go. I think I got it. Okay. We're gonna try and get, let's do the red one. Okay. I swear I need, oh, that's way too long. Oh, did that work or did that crush my, I think that worked. Let's see if this will go in the pin. So where's the red one's going to go? So the red is going to go Ground. Red goes on the far right. Red is my number 5 volt. Red is the 5. Red goes on the far right. So we're going to put this on. Do I want to put it on that way or this way? It doesn't really matter which way I put it on. I'll put it on that way. We'll make the red the far right. I just want to make sure that this one crimped okay and that I didn't damage the pin, which for some reason I suspect I did. Yeah, I think I crushed that pin. Yeah, I did. Okay. These things are so flippin' delicate. Unless I can fix it. No, there's no fixing these tiny things once these are crushed. Let's do this one again. Once I get one, the rest will go easy. I don't think I've worked with the ones quite this small before. See, what happens is there's a, I don't know how well you'll be able to see this, but there's a little nib on the left-hand side. There's a little nib that sticks up there, which locks it into this the white plastic piece. And if you bend that little nib, you're hooped. That's why they give you so many of these pieces, because it's kind of a hit and miss when you first start it. And it's just a matter of not putting them in the crimper too far. Not that this is a lesson on crimping. Believe me, it's not. There, I think I missed it there. So it's a matter of making sure that you're not sticking out too far on that side of the crimper where you see it sticking out. You want it to be sticking out just the right amount. Otherwise, if it's in a little further, it's going to crush that little pin that holds that thing in place in the plastic thing. You like my terminology, my thing? Okay, so let's try this again. I could do a whole video on crimping these things, although there's already videos out there on it. So I could say it's big hand crimping. So we gotta get that in the hole. Oh, come on, it just does not want to go straight in that hole. Okay. It's almost as bad as me talking about my wood videos. There we go. Now, crimp that. And that worked. That didn't bend, so it shows you how much room you have to work with right there. Very, very, very little. So, not for the faint-hearted. And let's just see if that's going to go in this time. It should be fine. Pop that in, and it should snap in. And it did. Okay. Okay, we got the red one in. So the next one we'll do, so we have red, and beside red is the white one. We'll do red, white, green, black. Let's do the white one now. That music ended pretty quick. Is there any more? There we go. Looks like I'm missing a whole bunch of comments. Hey, Mark Flanagan. Hello, hello. Speaking of background music, what do you like? That's loud. It's not really loud. How is that so loud? It seems very loud. There we go. I don't know if that's too loud or not. It's okay. Is that okay too, guys, or is that too loud? Oh, I'm just catching up on the chat. Just be careful of the thingamabob next to the whatchamacallit. Hey, Project Dad's Garage. It has been a while. That's loud. We'll go back to that. That's way too loud. We'll go back to that. I don't know why that other stuff is so flippin' loud. And it better not frickin' demonetize me this, because this is music built into this. I think this is better. Okay, what was the next color I was doing here? I lost my train of thought. White. I'm doing white here. Okay. Oy, oy, oy. This whole stream is going to be taken up by just me flipping, wiring up the probe, but that's okay. Whatever. It's not a race. This is not a race to finish the product. I do everything live. I don't do anything off stream. These builds. Because I like to show off if there's difficulty involved. I like to show off, hey, I had this problem or that problem, and you know, there's no cutting in these videos. No, sorry, no editing. My gosh, that's tiny. That's a perfect that's what she said moment. Okay, there's the white one. Oh man, I'm gonna get myself in trouble here. Now where's the plug? Where'd I put the flipping plug? Oh, it's in my hand. It's attached to the other wire. Oh Lord. This night is getting out of hand. Come on, in there. There we go. White's in. Red, white, green, I believe. Red, white, green, black, black. Okay, green one's next. We lost sound last stream halfway through. That sucks. And your glasses are on. Yeah, they are. But hey, this is tiny. Like, this is really, I mean, you can see my hands compared to the size of these wires. Come on. That way I keep everything in frame here, and I know sign language, right? Oh, the wrong sign language. Wrong sign language. Wrong sign language. Okay, green is next. Pop this guy in here. As I said, once the first one is done, the rest of these become easy because now I know the depth that I got to put that pin in, and I know how far I got to stick the wire in the hole. Don't go there. Okay. Okay, the green one should be good. Here we are. So we'll go green next. Green is in. Now, somebody suggested I double up the blacks. We'll see if that's doable. Don't know if that's doable, but we'll try. Since it's just a ground wire. We'll see if that's doable, if they'll fit into the little connector. Oh, see, they fell apart there already. Let's grab one of these. And okay. Now let's get these twisted. Only expose so much wire, like very, very, very little wire exposed there. I can't see that. I don't know if these two are going to fit. And if they don't, I'll just do the one, because that's all that was on it before. So I don't think it's going to really be a game changer or a killer if it doesn't. These are going to be tough to. It's going to be tough to fit two of these in here. I'm just going to do the one because these connectors are so tiny, and to try and fit two of these, even though these are super thin wires. Let's just see on its own. If I were to attempt to lay two black wires in there, I'm not going to be able to crimp those properly. So I'm just going to do the one black. And I'm just going to do the black that is next to the, right next to the green, and that's the one we'll do. What am I putting this on? This is going from the Nighthawk 36 board to the Beacon probe. So the Beacon probe has 4 wires. We have basically a ground, we have a 5 volt, a minus, a plus, and a ground. The Nighthawk has same thing but 2 grounds, 2 blacks. So we only need the 1 black. It's going to combine the 2 blacks, but these pins are so tiny that I don't think it would work so well. Okay, there's the black done, and we'll go up to the black on this, and that goes right next to the green. And come on, and black. So we have here we have red, green, red, white, green, black. Okay, corresponding with the end here, which is red, white, green, black, which goes on the Nighthawk. And then this is going to go and plug down onto the probe. Black is going to go to the right, so it's going to basically go down in the probe like this. That will plug onto the probe exactly like that. Then go up to the beak. Then go up to the nether. I don't think we need this last black wire. I'm going to keep it attached to here just in case. Shouldn't need it, but I will zip tie it in place just in case it ends up that we did need it. So, because knowing me, that's the one wire that I would have had to have kept into place there. Be right back. Oh, no, what are you putting the tool head on? Oh, 2.4, yes, the tool head's going. Here, let me back this out a little bit. The tool head's going on the 2.4 right here. Right here. Now you can see it. There we go. Yeah, sorry. I wasn't sure that what you meant. Hey, Richard McLean, hello from Vegas. Las Viva, Las Vegas. Okay, I won't sing. I will not sing. So let me get a little zip tie. Right here. I'll turn the music off now that I'm not doing intricate work. It's kind of annoying anyways. Oh. Sorry, I thought I felt a sneeze coming on. I don't know why when you look at bright lights it helps a sneeze come through. Quickly, just going to zip tie this stray black wire. I don't want to cut it. I'll cut it eventually if it's not needed once the probe is working fine, but at this point in time I'm going to hang on to the little black wire here. There we go. Just because with the kind of luck that I have with stuff, if I cut this wire, I'll need it. So let me just cut that zip tie. There we go. So we'll hang on to that second black wire just in case. Okay. So now I can screw this probe back into place under here. You guys having nice weather in Vegas? I'm kind of jealous. I'll say if you really want, I have no problem sending you guys a little bit of snow. Okay. Here we go. Let's move back to this one. And let's turn that. There we go. Okay, so we're going to screw our probe back in. Let's lift this gantry up a little bit more. There we go. Okay. I'll put the probe back on. My head's going to be in the way for just a second. There it is. Okay. Okay. Probe's in place. So now we can we're gonna turn the machine over after, and we'll unplug this unneeded cable after a bit. Whoa, wrong way, this way. So we'll turn this around, and we will go ahead and mount the, actually, I can do that from the front here. And we'll mount the hot end back on. Then we can plug the probe into the Nighthawk. Okay, where's our 35mm screws? Are right here. There we go. Da 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 do 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 da da. Some jazz music while we listen for the dead silence. Okay, and then we got the one more screw to put in from behind. So turn this around, and there's one more that goes in just underneath. Oh, it's off the. I thought, why is that rocking? I got 1 foot kind of off the table there. So you just got one more screw that's got to go in underneath here. If I raise this up for you, there you can kind of see it there. Here, let's do that, and that. There we go. I do like how the tool, yeah, it attaches fully assembled. Absolutely, that is great. It's even better if I can find the screw that I took out of that. That's what I get for not having my little tray here. Where did I put it? Ah. I am searching frantically for that little screw. It's okay. I've got lots of screws if I need to find another one. But damn, when you take it out of there, and then you put it somewhere where it won't get lost, and then you actually don't find it. Oh, you know what? Oh no, it's not stuck to the tip of the screwdriver. Huh. Well, let me find out quickly what size that's supposed to be. Let's go. Oops. Helps if I knew how to type. Okay. Just going over to the GitHub for it to there we go. Okay, so to do lower tool head and trident mounting. Just need to find out what size screw that is because I dropped it. And of course they're not telling me, or are they? M3 by 8 button head cap screw. M3 by 8. Okay, there we go. M3 by 8. And I believe I have one of those right there. Okay. Da 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 da. That's exactly what that is. Look at that. My little M3 by 8 button head. Okay, so this should find the hole right through. Oh man. I have to think things that sound. I have to go back. I can't see the hole from the front, so I got to go behind and up in here. Oh come on! Tell me that's not it. Tell me that screw's not been in there the whole time. Just needs tightening. You got to be kidding. It was in there the whole time. Just needed tightening. It just didn't come out when I disassembled it. Aye, oi, oi. Okay, so hot end's on. Now we got to come from here. Oh boy, did I ever make that? You think I made the wire long enough? I can shorten it after. But anyways, we're going to come from there. We're going to go into here. and that should be it. So from the probe up to the tool head, I can just shorten this up somehow like this if need be, but we'll just leave it like that for now. We'll just leave it like that for now. Oi. Okay. Okay, we'll throw this away. We don't need this. I thought I might screw that first one up, but I didn't. There we go. Now we're ready to bend her over. We're ready to tip the printer over. God, stop it, Tim. Stop it. And we'll hook up the USB adapter. So this is going to be from the tool head. This is going to be power. This is going to go USB to the Pi, power supply to here, 24 volts in, and then we're going to have the umbilical from the Nighthawk down to this board in here. It's changed a little bit over here. Yeah, I decluttered the background. I had a bunch of stuff up there. I just didn't like how cluttered it was. Yeah, we've added a laser, I think, since you were here last. We added a new exhaust system since you were here last. So it's been a few changes. Let me just throw a couple tools away here, not put them back where they go. Okay, and now, so we have our USB cable that goes from USB adapter to the Pi, and then we have our power. We're going to run the power from the main board into here, and then we should be all set up, and then there's some configuration to do. Another 20 minutes, we're doing a Polymaker draw, so stay tuned. So let's move this camera back a little bit, and let's just see what view I can give you guys here. Why did the power turn off on that? Why did I unplug a power cable here? Huh? What happened? Huh. Oh, did I? I've lost this camera for some reason. Hang on a second here. Ah, technical difficulties. Oh, there it is right there. That's what happened. Oh, because I extended that. There we go. Okay, we're good now. We're good now. Had a heart attack for a second there. A lot of what overhead? Oh, I don't know what you guys are talking about. Conversations in the background. 47 watching, only 32 likes. They're just here for the filament giveaway. So some people just show up right on time at 6:30 for the giveaway. So, and then they go away. So I said I might fool them and do the giveaway early. So, you know, tell you what, if I get up to, there's 47 watching, 48 watching, 32 likes. Get me up to 40 likes and I'll do the draw right away. Okay, 40 likes, we'll do the draw right away. Okay, meantime, we're gonna turn this baby over carefully and peek into the underworld of it. What am I leaning on over there? Nothing. Just want to make sure I'm not, oh, just some cables here. Okay. Just want to get these cables out of the way. Okay, and this one, there we go. There we go. Okay. Get up to 40 likes and we'll drop the camera. You show up to look at those fancy lasers. Okay, now that we averted disaster there we go. Attack of the camera. Got to be quick with me because, hey, crap happens with me. Okay, so 49 of 38. Let me see. Jerry can tell me when there's 40 likes. Let's see if I refresh that screen. 39. Oh, one more. One more and I'll do the draw. One more and I'll do the draw. Who's going to be the holdout? Rock and Roll a Mod makes working on the. Oh, really? Hey, Damascus. I'll have to check that out for sure. Now, I like the my Trident. I did inverted electronics, so all I do is pull a bottom panel off. Boom, electronics. This one, it's the only thing I don't like is you got to tip it over every time you want to work in the electronics. I don't bother putting the bottom cover on anymore. So, yeah, don't bother with that at all. Do one more last check, and I think we're going to do a draw. There we go. We had 41 likes. Thanks, everybody. Let's go ahead and do the draw. And that's going to make those people that just show up at 6:30 for the draw, they're going to, well, sorry, you missed it. What can I say? Let's go ahead and do the draw. Nah, Steve Alpha, nice try. Nice try. Nice try. Early bird does not get the worm. You ready? You ready? Let's go. Aha. Look what I did. Look what I did. I switched it up again. Keep you guys on your toes. Go ahead and enter the draw. It says right there, type hashtag DWIT or pound DWIT. I know you'd like to pound me. Type hashtag DWIT in the comments to join. And we'll give you guys 5 or 10 minutes to do that, and then we will, then we'll do it. Then we'll do it. Not Swit, David Walton. Look at you, DWIT. DWIT. There you go. Same, you don't use the bottom cover. You also hold off on upgrade till you have several to knock out at once. Yeah. There's a few things that I want. DaVinci, that won't work. You got to just hashtag DeWitt, although you're entered already. It causes, it brings up my name. Oh, I never thought of that. Oh, well, get over it. You may just have to delete the rest of my name and then just hit enter. I'm going to make you guys work a little harder. I never thought of that, the fact that it would, you do hashtag my name and it brings up my whole name, you hit enter and the whole name goes in. Okay, so you just may have to do hashtag DWIT and back out the rest of the name and hit enter. I never thought of that. Oh, man, it's a good thing I didn't do, say, put hashtag Brent Ferguson or something like that. Wow. Can't delete it. Well, how come everybody else can put hashtag DWIT? Weird. That's weird. Let's see if it works for me. Oh, I can't even comment on my own stream. What's going on there? Oh, it's because I'm not logged into YouTube. I'm not logged into YouTube. I can't comment on my own stream. Oh my gosh. You got to be kidding. Really, YouTube? Oops. Let's see. Let's log. Now you want two-step verification. You got to be kidding me. I'm live. You don't understand the fact that I'm live and it's actually me? Yes, it's me. Of course it's me. There we go. Oh yeah, you're right. It does that. Okay. Oh, then you can back it out. So like that, and then boom. Oh, wow, it doesn't let you back it out. Well, how is everybody else doing it then if it doesn't let you back it out? Clicking off worked. Oh, you click off of it and then back onto it and enter. There we go. Okay, I even did it. I better not pick my own name. Okay, I promise next time I won't make it hashtag DWIT anymore. Seems like a lot of work. Okay, DaVinci, so apparently what you got to do is type in hashtag DWIT, backspace it out, click off of it, and then hit enter. Hit on it again and hit enter. Oh man, I could restart it all and do a different word. I feel bad about this. Is anybody else still having, how many people are entered? Let me see, I'll see if anybody else still having trouble. 31 entries so far. 31 people got it right. Okay, let's see if you guys can get it to work. Let's see. So far. Yeah, it looks like a lot of people are going to make people work for it. Well, most people have entered. Just yeah, so I guess my mistake, I won't do it again. Hashtag DWIT. It's going to pop out the whole thing, backspace everything but the DWIT, and then click off of it, click back on it, and enter. So you got to work a little bit for it, right? You entered for Jerry. I entered you for Jerry. If I win, it's yours. Okay, cool. Richard McLean entered Jerry. Look at that. Awesome. Okay, we're going to do the draw. We'll give you guys a few more minutes because there was people having trouble. We'll do it at 6:20, which is 3 minutes from now. We'll do the draw, then we'll get back. We'll get under here and look at some wiring. I got to do a little bit of cleanup under here because I guess there's some stuff here I don't need anymore. Coming from the hot end or something. I got to figure out. Anyways, we'll look at that after when we do the draw. $35, work for it. You got it. 35 US, $45 Canadian. If you're from Canada and you win the draw, you get a $45 coupon or gift code. If you're from the US, you get a $35 gift code, US and the rest of the world. The rest of the world. Yes. There you go. Jeff Thorson got it done. So how many do we have now? Let me check the number of entries. Now we have 40 entries. Like, that's great. You guys are getting it. Okay, we're going to give it another 2 minutes, and then we're going to go ahead and we're going to do the draw. You guys are working. You just clicked in the chat line and the pop-up disappears and only DWIT shows. There you go. Perfect. See, where there's a will, there's a way. You could probably highlight somebody else's entry. You could probably go there. You could probably highlight somebody else's entry. Right mouse click it, go copy. Oh no, you can't. Huh? I don't know. Whatever. Whatever. Joe Rust is in there in the draw. Okay, another minute or so and we're going to do the draw. I'm going to figure out where I'm going to mount this little board too. So we'll figure that out. See if I can electrocute myself. That won't be till next stream if I electrocute myself, but you know, we'll try and make it as fun as possible. Here's what we're going to be working with, just so you can see. Look, we're going to be working under there in a minute. There you go. Okay, about 30 more seconds. We had 40 entries. Now we're at 40 entries still. So we're still at 40 entries. I think that's going to be good. I think it's about time that I spin the wheel. What do you think? Shocking stream. Okay, let's spin the wheel. We're going to spin the wheel in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good luck, everybody.
This is for Polymaker Filament.
Looks like we have a winner. And the winner is, come on, who is it? Oh, I just about won myself. Congratulations, Tulsa Skin. You have won some Polymaker. Congratulations. What you need to do, my friend, is if DWIT wins, you know it's rigged. There we go. Can't hear me over the spinning. That's all right. Go ahead and email me right away, Tulsa Skin, DWIT 3D Canada. I know you're here because your name is in the draw at gmail.com. Go ahead and pop me an email right there, and you'll get your prize right away. I'll send you your code right away. When the wheel was spinning, my mic cut out. Oh, okay, cool. Well, who wants to hear me instead of the tick, 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 tick? Yeah. Tulsa Skin, email me right away. And as soon as the email pops in, I'll see it and I'll send you your code. Although there is an email in there right now. You're not that fast, are you? No, you're not that fast. There we go. Okay. I see what happened. Email sent. Really? Already? Here, let's see. Inbox. Send and receive. Where's these Windows things? Where is send and receive? Yes, happy Thanksgiving too, Rob. Oh, it was garbled. Oh, I see, it was garbled. Okay. I'll have to talk louder over the spinning wheel next time. There we are. Oh, look at that. Okay. Now, if I go like this and go like that and say, come on, why is the right mouse click not working? There. Copy. Okay. And if I go to my draft that I prepared, and if I go like this and paste you in, send, it's on its way. You should have it within, I don't even know how far away you are, but remember, it's got to go all the way to space, all the way back down to Earth, but you should have it by the time I shut up. So it's on its way. There we go. Congratulations again, Tulsa Skin. Okay, we're all old. We're not all slow, Tim. Okay. Okay, oh, let's get rid of the draw wheel. Let's get rid of that. Bye-bye. And again, congratulations, Tulsa Skin. There you go. And you should have it right now. And let's look at this, what we got to do here. So I need to, this cable right here you're seeing, well, we've got this combined, and this is another thing I got to figure out one day. This old piece right here, that's the, for the accelerometer, which I haven't put back on. So I got to figure out how I'm going to put the accelerometer on that head, although I think, is there one built into the Nighthawk? I don't know. Anyways, so we're going to go ahead and take off some wires here and do some things as we go. But we're going to need an accelerometer eventually, I think. But for now, we'll take the wire off because it's just more of an annoyance than anything. So we'll take that off. And then this here is the cable for the old beacon cable. So we'll slice that off and slice that off because we're running the beacon through the Nighthawk now. We don't need that cable. So we will unplug this, which was the beacon probe. And this, how did I have this thing running? This is running through here all the way out to the back of the machine. So, let's go ahead and pull this out. Let's expose some wires there. There we go. That was easy. That beacon cable was right there. Okay. Holy cow. That was almost too easy. Okay, so we'll just pull this through. There we go, and there's our old beacon cable. So we'll hang on to that because I'm not going to throw it out. 80XL in the Nighthawk. Oh, it's in the Nighthawk and the beacon. Really? I don't think my beacon, I think my beacon's older. I think they started putting the 80XL in the beacon after I got mine. I could be mistaken. But hey, if the Nighthawk has the 80XL in it, then that's another cable that saves having to run to the hot end. This is beautiful. I'm going to love this Nighthawk, I have a feeling. This cable here, that is the cable for the box turtle. Okay, now here's where I'm looking right here. This is the one that I'm not sure if I'm going to need anything. If I got to see what this is. So we have the hot end, the Y end stop. We're going to be doing sensorless homing now, so we don't need the Y end stop cable. That can come out. Okay. There's a lot of these cables that can pop out now because we're not going to use them because the Nighthawk is taking over a lot of this. Okay. Okay. Pretty sure your beacon is older. I think my beacon is older, Richard, yes. I don't know why you put beacon in quotes, but knowing you, I don't know, that might mean something. I don't know. Sometimes you guys say stuff and it's a jab at the age, but I don't know. Okay, so we have the 80XL, the E-stepper. We do need that. This is the chamber thermistor. We don't need the chamber thermistor wire because I don't have a chamber thermistor. ABL. ABL is, hang on a second, this wire here is thermistor 0, so that's the hot end thermistor. Or is that the bad thermistor, TH0? Hot end fan we don't need. Do I need this breakout board at all? Because the stepper motor is running through that as well. Because this whole board goes up to the... I don't need anything in this board. This whole board went up to the hot end, so I don't need anything that's in this board, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, well, of course I don't. XN stop. The hot end heater. Okay. Part fan. Hot end thermistor. And the stepper motor. I don't need anything that's in this board, do I? How's the stepper motor going to be controlled then? I guess that's all done. Holy crap. That's pretty freaking amazing. I make your Sundays. Well, thank you. Pretty sure you're the same age, so if I jab it, it's with love. I turn 63 the end of this month. The end of this month. No, not Halloween. Stop that. Okay, so we can pull this. Then that means I should be able to totally eliminate this, which is the yeah, tool head breakout board. Yeah, this gets replaced altogether. Perfect. So all these wires can come off from the main board too, because they're all going to be controlled through the Pi. Okay, either I'm like blowing my own mind here by saying I'm getting rid of a lot of wires, or, but yeah, it's got to be, because these things serve no purpose now. Okay, well, let's start yanking some wires. Let's start yanking some chains. Let's see. So this one was the Y end stop. We're going to use sensorless homing, so we don't need the end stop. This was the X end stop. We're not going to use that. Again, we're using sensorless homing. This is the LED strip. We don't, or is that the strip on the top, or is that the strip? That one I'm going to leave for now. I'm not sure if that's the LED strip on the top. I think that's the LED strips on the top of the printer. You're a little younger, still with love and respect. Oh, you're 55. Well, hey, I'm old enough to be your big brother. I know it's still with respect. I know, you guys are good. I'm a youngling. Yeah, there you go. Young whippersnipper. Okay, this one is the, what's this one here? This is the, I believe, the LED at the hot end. That can go. Okay, so these can go. This one, there we go. It's just going to pull these out. It's going to make a lot less wire clutter up on the top here too. This one can go. This one can go. Holy cow. Had I known that this Nighthawk was this good, I'd have done this a long time ago. This one can go. This one. What's this one? This is the hot end thermistor. That can go. Okay. Okay. And what's left? This is the hot end heater. This one's going right down to... So seriously, the hot end heater that's powered directly from the board is going to be powered through the Nighthawk? Really? That's what those other two wires are, I bet. Those two separate... Ah, so that's why on this plug, these two separate wires are probably the higher voltage ones for the hot end heater. Holy cow. You got a year on me. Yes, you do. There have been even older viewers here. Oh, of course there have. Hey, Tuxedo, just got home. Cool. You're watching me tear down the fact that using this Nighthawk, I can get rid of everything that was involved in this breakout board to the hot end. And I'm like going, are you serious? Like the heater wire is being replaced as well? Like everything is being replaced. It's mind-boggling. I will never build a Voron without a Nighthawk again. Well, mind you, I don't know if the Nighthawk was even around when I first built this. But this is freaking amazing. Okay, so we just have to undo these two to get rid of the heater wire. There we go. So we don't need that one anymore. And then we have this one, which was the part fan. This can come off. Okay. I'm just curious how all this gets controlled. To me, this is like, are you serious? I can get rid of all these wires? Hot end fan. Okay. Holy crap. That one is the LED strips up top. We're going to keep that. That's the top LED strips. Okay, what else? This one is the bed thermistor. We're going to keep the bed thermistor for sure. Okay, so that's it. Like that's, holy crap. I mean, I've unplugged 80% of the wires on this board now. And then we have, what is this power wire for here? I don't know. Oh, this was probably, again, I'm not sure what this one was that I had going in here, but we'll worry about that in a minute. And this one here, the stepper motor, the extruder motor stepper. I'll just leave that here. I won't bother unplugging that. I'll just leave that hanging in here. But look how much that's cleaned up. The electronics in here, and all that's going to run in there is the one or two wires. That's pretty cool. Don't trip on your camera again, Tim. Wow. Wow. 76th Ranch Kid. Nice. You're only as old as you feel. Honestly. Okay. Okay, so now I can probably, well, let's put this back on for now, because I'm impressed with how many wires I've just, now, like, seriously now, look. I've just taken off all these wires that are no longer needed. Whoops, dropped one. All these wires no longer needed on the underneath here. That's mind-boggling. Now, I'm not quite sure how I'm going to mount this, but this has got to go somewhere over by the Pi. Then I got to get power, 24-volt power into this. I'm probably best off hot end. I don't know if that was 24 volts. That was probably 24 volts. I'm not sure where I'm going to run this. I could get 24 volts right off of here, or I get off the power supply. I may as well just bring it off the power supply, I suppose. Maybe I could just use this that's already here into 24 volts. So just make sure that I do have 24 volts coming out of there. I'm sure I do. Maybe, I don't even know what this wire was for. This was for, maybe this was for powering. Was that for powering this? No. What was this one in here for? When you have a wire hanging, you don't know what it was for. It wasn't for the turtle. Or was it for the turtle? Let's see. Oh, maybe it was for the turtle. Yeah, because the turtle needed the 24. This is the power for the turtle. Okay, I just tucked it up under here to hold it for now. Okay. Yeah, that's what I did. Okay. And that's what I'm going to do for this one too. We're just going to tuck that one away a little bit. That's the box turtle power. I don't want to touch that. And there we go. Let's tape all the wire to the scrapyard. Well, I do have a guy that recycles, that I know that recycles copper wire. Before I throw any, I'll give it all to him. He has a machine that strips copper wire or something, because I guess copper is a hot commodity these days. Okay, so let's just get these bundled up to get them out of the way. There we go. That way they're not hanging all out and loosey-goosey. These are box turtle wires that I'll put back on once everything is all back together. That's the box turtle power, so I can always just piggyback the power for this. I can probably come out of here, back up on this, but I'm probably better off just to piggyback on the power supply here, a red and a black for the Nighthawk. Okay, so I've got to mount this guy somewhere. I think there's printed parts that I can get to mount this somewhere. This is going to go from here. We have to run the USB cable here. We have to run the umbilical to this, and then we also have to run the power to this. So we'll have to figure out how to work that. Out. Happy Sunday, Mad Owl. Hello, hello. Always question extra hanging things. Yeah, right. Really. I get ya. Okay, so let me put a little more light on this subject here. It's pretty dark and dingy at this thing, so if I put a little more light on here. Let's see. I got this little guy here to figure out where to put him. So he's got to come from here or here. We'll probably bring a wire from here into him, and then we got to go USB cable from him into here, and then we got our umbilical, which I will bring in from the back. So this guy can probably go up here around where the other breakout board was. So let's have a peek. Let's just see how long the wires we have here. I don't want to make any more wire if I don't have to. So here's this goes to the tool head. No, 24 volts in. So this is going to go in here. These are going to go in here. And this goes to the power supply. Lots of wire on this one for the power. And then the USB cable that came with it, which is just your standard USB-A to USB-C. Let's just unravel this. Okay, that is going to go to an open USB on the Pi. We have two here. We can just put it back in where the beacon was, which is right here. Ooh, that's a tight fit. Do I have a 90-degree? No, I don't have a 90-degree USB. That is a tight fit. I may have to pop the Pi off, fit that in, and then will the Pi pop back on? Let's see. Possibly. Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that bend. I don't want to stress that. So we're going to have to, I'll have to figure out something on that. Maybe mount the Pi a little higher or something, or get myself a 90-degree thing, or I may have another USB cable. Anyways, either way, we have the Pi. This has got to go over to here. That's going to be fine. Yeah, so I think we're going to end up mounting this little USB thing right over here somewhere. I need to print a bracket so this sticks out far enough so that everything can go into it, because the USB-C will go in here. That's which end am I looking at here? The 6-pin end is going to come in through here. Okay, and this is going to plug into here. Like so. Why are you not plugging in? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 6, 6. Maybe it's just because it's a little bit stiff going in. There we go. So that'll plug into here like that. And we'll have our power. So I want this to be sitting out. Or it could sit in like that. So something like that. So it's sitting up in there like that. So that is kind of how I'm going to try and configure this here. Let me brighten that up for you a bit. So I'm going to see if I can sit that up in there on the DIN rail. See if I can find a DIN rail mount for that to sit sort of right about there. Something like that. And then I just need to maybe find a different USB cable that's not going to be so tight to the power supply there. So, yeah. I should be able to figure that out. Yeah. And then we'll worry about, then from that point, we'll worry about what we need as far as running a drag, if I want to run a drag chain or something to the back up to the hot end, of how we're going to manage that, or if I just put the chains back on and run it through the chains. I don't know. I haven't decided. So printable USB adapter mount on the Nighthawk GitHub. Perfect. Okay. The wire was just hanging in there, not connected to anything. Yeah. 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 So that'll be fine. Yeah, the two that weren't connecting there, the two that aren't connecting right now, hanging there doing nothing, are the box turtle, power in the box turtle USB. But I'm pretty sure I have a better USB-C to USB-A that I can plug in without having to move the Pi. And then I need to, and what's this? Where did this one go? I just found another USB that's hanging there. I don't know what it's for. Oh, I hate when I have wires. I just found another wire in the back here. There's a USB hanging here. What did that come off of? Oh, I think that, oh, that came out of here. No, where did that come from? Oh, is that the power? Oh, that's the power. That came out of here. Right out of there. That one came right from here. That's the power from the main board to the Pi is right there. Okay, good. That's where that came from. Woof! I thought, what the heck am I doing? Okay. Wow. What are we at time-wise? 6:44. Good. I'm not getting into a whole much. I wanna get that mount done then before I do much more mounting or on that. But we got the plan figured out. We got the Beacon Pro all wired up and mounted. We got all the electronics out of here that were no longer needed. And then next stage is going to be getting all these things under here done. Now, I also looked up what we have to do software-wise. And let me show you guys what I've looked up here. So, if we go back to the instructions here, okay. So we basically, it talks about all the ports, about the kind of wires we have, and it looks like the one we have is called fully overmolded, whatever, doesn't matter. We have the proper cable. That's the one we have right there. I'm guessing that 1 and 2 are 24 volt powers. Exactly, that's what's going to power the hot end, the heater for the hot end, and then 3 and 4. USB data wires. I just think it's amazing. I'm still fascinated how those two little plugs can handle everything that's going up there. Like, holy crap. Anyways, whatever. And then in here you have your ground and your 24 volt are plugs 3 and 6, and then 4 and 5 and 2. Anyways, I don't claim to know anything about it. I just claim to be like, holy crap. So we have Clipper firmware in there already. So we'll probably be able to skip the Clipper part, and we pretty much need to go to the part down here which says installing Catapult. I don't think I have Catapult. So we'll have to look at installing Catapult. Now, I did find this, which is, well, plus the Nighthawk configuration file. So this is a configuration file. We'll have to put a Nighthawk configuration file in there. And then I guess this is where everything, basically, it tells the Nighthawk everything coming up to it, what it's doing. So, which is like, holy crap, it seems like overwhelming to me, but hey. Now, if I go back to the Nighthawk here, there should be STLs. Let's see if I can find that file. USB adapter mount. USB adapter mount. This is the one we want right here, I guess. Right there. Whoops, zoom in a bit. I guess that is the USB adapter mount I'm looking for. I suppose. Let's just see what the chat said there. Whoa! Whoa! Yeah, Tuxedo says there's a printable USB adapter mount on the Nighthawk GitHub, so that's got to be the one. That's got to be the one that I was looking at. Let's see, where did I just see it? Right there. So that's the only one I see. STLs. Let's get you guys back with me here. USB adapter mount narrow. So there's a couple different versions of it. So I can print that in whatever filament I choose because it's going in behind. So narrow versus the standard one. Oh, I kind of see. So we have a couple little extra outies there. Obviously, a couple little extra outies on this one piece right here and here, versus the narrow one, which doesn't have the. Oh, it's missing the one. It just has the one outie. So we'll be able to figure that out. What other STLs are available in there? Universal mount. Orbiter mount, Nighthawk mount. Oh, I see. Okay, these are the mounts basically for the hot ends. Okay, which we don't really need to worry about. Okay, we have that's all taken care of with the Jabberwocky. Okay, so this is the one here that I need to basically download and print. Is this guy right here? So I can just actually download that STL now, and that way we have it. That way we have it. There we go. Cool. I'm going to try, so for those of you that did show up late, we did change things up a little bit in the studio. So what I did and what I have here, for those that weren't here at the beginning, I'm just going to show you here. We picked up a new to me used item from my friend Richard, and we have this camera here right there is a new camera. It's a little higher end than I've been using for my main camera, as you can see. So that is my main camera now. And then the thing you'll notice that's missing that was in front of me before was the big screen TV that was in front of me before, where I could read chat and everything right in front of me. It was becoming, there's various reasons that I switched it up. Okay, so because I wanted to be better access to, we have the Trident over there, we have a laser, we have the Barbie printer over there. I wanted better access in behind everything in here in the TV. It was kind of getting in the way. So what I need to do is, because there's nothing in front of me, and then there's my workbench right there, what I need to do is get a little screen of sorts. Like I got this little screen right here, which this little guy here, what this does is this is controlled by the ATEM. Okay, so this shows my different cameras, what camera's up next, what camera's live, etc., etc. And I can also turn on screen and screen like that. I need a little monitor, something like this, to put somewhere in front here. Okay, so out in the front here, so that when I'm talking to you guys and working on stuff, I can actually just glance up and see chat, and I don't have to go over here and all the way over here to read the chat. So I want something like that, almost like a teleprompter type thing. I can get little mini monitors, little like a 12-inch HDMI monitor or something for a few bucks, 20, 30 bucks. And I can put that in there, and that way it'll allow me to kind of be able to stand up or sit down and read the chat, as opposed to having to look all the way over here, just to make it more convenient. And that way I don't miss comments, because how many times have you seen in chat where they say, Tim, check out so-and-so's comment. It's easier if it's right there in front of me, or over here somewhere where it's not going to interfere with the build. So yeah, we'll work on that. It's ever changing, it's ever changing. I get the studio set up to a point where I go, I really like this setup right now. And then 6 months later, it's like, I want something different. Because those of you that have been watching me for a long time, how many different setups have you seen me do? A lot, right? Right. So, okay, let's see what's going on in chat before we say adios and good evening. Yep, that's the one. That's the one. Oh, I probably missed that from earlier. Oh, that's what you were saying. That's the file I need to print. Yep. She was in Doctor Who. Who was in Doctor Who? Oh, you guys are talking about something else. Emma Peel. Oh, Emma Peel. Make it easier for Tim? That doesn't seem like much fun. I promise next week for the Polymaker draw, I will not use hashtag DWIT3D or hashtag DWIT. That was just kind of a challenge on its own, wasn't it? So, what else is happening? What else is happening, guys? Next week we'll just work on this a little bit more. There's some laser projects I want to get started on. There's some 3D projects I want to get started on. This has taken up too much of my time, to be honest. I want to get this kind of done and over with. Get this printer off the bench, back over onto the big bench, and move on to certain things. So I am going to, yeah, good night, Kilroy says. Good night, everyone. I'm going to call it now. Go get some dinner and call it a night. Thank you, everybody, for joining me. I appreciate you all, as always. And thank you, everybody, for being here. Thank you, everybody, for your assistance, as always. What more can I say but, ouch, it's been fun. No blood, just a little dent. No blood tonight. So, okay, I will, I'm just checking. Have good night. You missed the giveaway. Oh, did you? Yeah, the giveaway, we did the giveaway a little earlier tonight. So you must have missed the giveaway, yeah, but we did give the giveaway away. Just for those of you that were here and a little bit late, the giveaway was drawn, and the winner of the giveaway was Tulsa Skin. You can see it right there. So we did do it. So I apologize for you missing it, but don't be late. Take note, the filament winner left. He did not. He's still there. There you go. Aha. See another CG. He's there. Tulsa Skin always stays to the end of my streams. So there we go. Had to walk the pooch. Ah, so sorry about that, Andrew. Yeah, but it happened. I apologize. You'll get to it next time. So thank you, everybody. We will see you guys next week. Everybody have a great week. Happy Thanksgiving to all my Canadian friends out there. Enjoy your time tomorrow. Enjoy your day off, and we'll catch you guys next week. Talk to you later. Bye for now.